Howdy y'all, thank you for joining us today for this unboxing of the Marvel Champions Drax Hero Pack. So this is a 60 card hero pack. It is an expansion, but the nice thing about these expansions are that if you know somebody who already has this expansion or has this game and you just really want to get in easy, you can just buy one of these hero packs here, and it's basically got, as it tells you here, a complete deck that is ready to play right out of the box. And as you can see here, it lets you know, yeah, complete pre-built Drax deck. You have 24 new cards, so it means there's 24 cards that are brand new to this deck. And we're going to try to see if I can recognize which ones those are, since I do play so many of the other games. But, and it lets you know it's got his Nemesis in there, which is Yotat the Destroyer. Hope I said that right. And then, just like usual, as soon as we unbox this, I'm going to put it up against the starter deck straight from the core set, I should say, which will be Rhino. Alright, let's go ahead and get straight into this. Normally I already have this pre-cut. You can tell this has been tampered with. It has a little sticker here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that open and let's get right into it. Alright. So this is your first one to open. You're going to want to look underneath that flap right there. It's going to have this, which is going to have a little rule book, or a little rule sheet I should say, and a little poster. And then you're going to want to take out the pack of cards. Alright. The poster is typically going to be the same one that's on the cover here. And then the little rule sheet, it's going to let you know if there's anything new here. And then it's also, which I am actually surprised, I don't think I called this, it's going to let you know what the deck is built. There's 4 different aspects it can be built to. This one is built to protection, which is just a style of the deck. And then there's also the other styles are aggression, leadership, and justice. I assumed aggression, and then I figured if anything justice. I was not expecting protection. But here we go, we're going to see it's built to the protection, which is going to be kind of a defensive style, which I guess I can kind of see him from the comics being like that. Defensive attack back type thing. But let's get what you wanted to see here. Let's get straight to the cards. Alright. So right off the bat here we have Drax himself. He has a 1 thwart, a 1 attack, and a 2 defense. Says he gets +1 attack for each vengeance counter on him. So I'm assuming he's going to work somewhat like Groot, where he's going to be putting counters on himself. And he has a responsibility. And we know, if you've watched any of my other videos, I love characters with responsibilities. So let's see. After the villain attacks Drax, place 1 vengeance counter here to a maximum of 3. If you cannot, draw a card. So seems like he gets response counters, those vengeance counters, every time he gets attacked. Alright. Really good with decks with minions and stuff. It means you're going to build that up real fast and get you some card draw. Well, let's see his alter ego, which should be Drax also. Yep, Drax. He has a 4 recovery. That seems pretty good, especially since it sounds like you want him to be attacked a lot more. And then he has a forced response, which means you don't get an option on it. And it is, after you change to this form, you remove all the vengeance counters from Drax. You heal 2 damage from him for each vengeance counter removed this way. So, you'll lose the counters if you go into this alter ego form, but you get to heal automatically, which is usually, in my opinion, usually when I go to alter ego form, it's to heal. So, he already starts off with a heal and then gets a big heal, so seems pretty decent. So these next cards are going to be 15 cards that if you have never played, or if you're going to play Drax, you have to have these 15 cards inside the deck, no matter what. Part of your build, basically. So these 15 cards are going to be unique to just Drax. And we have Mantis here as one of his allies. And she seems pretty decent. 2 thwart. Seems like when she attacks, she takes a little bit more damage, but exhausting, as an action, you can exhaust her and deal 1 damage to her to heal 3 damage from an identity. Makes you wonder if she could do it to herself. Probably not. I would assume not, think the identity, yeah. Anyways, alright. We got Fight Me Coward. And I'm not going to go through each of these, but I will go slow enough to where if you want to pause and stop, you can kind of look at them. But yeah, it's a 0 event. Lets you ready and draw a card, but then the villain attacks you. We got Intimidation here. Another Intimidation. Knife Leap. Knife Leap. Yeah, Parry. And it looks like 2 parries here. And Payback. So it looks like 2 paybacks. Drax's knife, so one of his weapons, an upgrade you can give him. Drax's other knife as an upgrade. And then we have his last upgrade here. Oh no, one more. And another upgrade, Too Stubborn to Die. Alright, so those are the cards that are unique to Drax. Next, we're going to see the protection deck, which is the actual deck that he's built to. And we'll see, like right off the bat, usually the ally that comes with every one of these decks is a new and unique ally. So, kind of worth buying the deck just to get that ally or get a new ally for that style. And the new one we have here is Martyr. Seems pretty good. And we have another ally here. We got Moondragon, who is another Guardian. So making it easy to build that Guardian deck. Counterpunch is not a new card here. I do recognize it. It is a good card. So, and usually with the allies they give you one of them. But with the cards that are not new, they usually give you 2 or so. Just so that you have some more. This I do not recognize. I do believe this is a new card. So there's probably going to be 3 of those in here. It's a Hero Interrupt. When an identity would take any amount of damage from an attack, prevent up to 5 of that damage, and then discard cards from the top of your deck equal to the amount prevented this way. So another way of not taking damage, but it does hurt your deck. And yeah, just as usual, a new card. We get 3 of them. Hard Knocks, I believe is new also. Is an event hero action. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. That enemy is defeated by this attack. Give your hero a tough status card. This makes me want to kind of throw this maybe in the Gamora deck that I was already playing, but we will see. We have Leading Blow. It is a Hero Interrupt. When your hero makes a basic attack, discard the top card of your encounter deck. Reduce your hero's attack for that attack by the number of printed boost icons on that card. That attack still deals damage. Ready your hero. So, might be something interesting to look into. And like I said, I think it's new, so we should have 3 of those. Subdue, Hero Interrupt. When an enemy initiates an attack, that enemy gets -3 attack for that attack. So just a way of reducing some damage coming into you possibly. And there's 3 of those because I'm pretty sure that's new. Indomitable is not a new card, but I do know I used to have it in my Captain America deck, and it happens to have Captain America's picture on it there. And we have 2 of those. The next cards, these are still part of the deck, but these are new cards also sometimes, and they are called Basics. They could be in any of those 4 aspect decks, and this is what I expected because when you looked at all the other decks, there were basics of all the Guardians except for Gamora and Star-Lord, so I'm hoping to see Star-Lord in here also, but this is what I expected to find Gamora in here. And we do have Gamora here. So the next one should be Star-Lord? No? I guess they didn't make a basic Star-Lord. Interesting. Probably because Star-Lord seemed like a good leadership build, for me at least. And maybe they just, I don't know. I don't know why they didn't include one. At least I haven't seen one yet. Maybe we'll see it with Agent Venom. I didn't think about that. Because in the comics, he was part of the Guardians for a while, so, yep. Alright, athletic conditioning, we have seen this one before. Oh, and it still gave me 3 of them. Now, these next 3, they're usually in every single deck. They're kind of just 2 resource cards instead of 1. So, they're usually in every deck. Alright, so that would be the complete deck that you would need in order to play. Now, the next cards, they're going to be cards that you have to have with Drax also, but they are not included in the deck. Like this first one is an obligation card. every character has an obligation, and in Scarlet Witch's case, 2 obligations that will shuffle into the enemy deck, and it's something that that character is going to have to deal with if it comes up as an encounter. And here's his. Drax's obligation is Memories of Another Life. And then the next card is usually a side scheme that goes to their Nemesis. In this case, it is Cole the Weak is his side scheme for that Nemesis. And then the next one's usually the Nemesis, which is Yotat the Destroyer. And usually there's a card called Shadows in the Past that'll bring this Nemesis out in the game. And if it does, this Nemesis comes into play. It puts their side scheme into play. And then shuffles these next cards into the Nemesis deck or encounter deck, which is Challenge Accepted, I Will Destroy You, and another I Will Destroy You. So right there, that's everything you would need if you were just to play with another person or to play Drax, and you can play right off the bat. So we're going to be sleeving these up and playing this right after this unboxing and doing it against Rhino, the starter deck, and we'll do usually a random side thing. And it lets you know that here, that is everything you needed for the deck. And then on the other side of this card, it lets you know, just in case you want to rebuild that deck, everything that was in that deck included. Alright, so the next cards are usually cards that they just throw in brand new. And these are usually all new. I haven't seen any that were just duplicates after these. That way, if you are buying this as an expansion, it gives you new cards to add to your other cards. Or if you want to build Drax to the other 3 aspects that I mentioned, this usually gives you some of those cards that also are kind of work with Drax also, but may work with some of your other stuff also. So here it is. We got a new aggression card, Bring It. So there should be 3 of those in there. And actually, just reading this right off the bat, I said normally I don't go through them, but I wanted to work a little bit more and going and showing them to you. This would really be good with Thor, because it lets you draw a card for each minion engaged with you, or even Rocket Raccoon, who wants minions engaged with you. So this could be a really good card for both of them. We have a new Justice card, Think Fast. And a new Leadership card, Regroup. And then I said they're usually new afterwards, which looking at those, I think they're all pretty new. Maybe the Think Fast I might have seen before, but I might be thinking of a different Justice card. But this basic, I've had this one before, so this one isn't new, but they did throw it in the deck, and it's Enhanced Physique. And that's everything that's included in the Hero Pack. So we're going to get that sleeved up and get into a playthrough with the Rhino deck and see what can happen. And, yep, see how that goes. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.